Alright, anyway, I'm not sure. Anybody else? Is it good? Alright, so good, I guess it's still morning, right? Barely?
Barely.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Chef Jonathan, or Chef Brumfield. I am here from Robert Morris University. I'm going to do a couple different things for you today. First and foremost, I am going to create a dish for you guys. Yes, you do get to eat today.
Yeah, right before lunch too.
In addition to that too, I'm going to talk to you a little about the school. I'm not going to take a lot of time about the school, but I do want to touch base about some of the programs and the things that make us unique as far as the university, things like that. Most of the time I'm going to spend talking to you about cooking and the dish we're going to make today. The dish I'm making today, the recipe, the main recipe is right here on the board. So by looking at that, can anybody guess what we might be making today?
Crepes.
Crepes, right?
Crepes.
Did you figure that out from the recipe, or did people tell you?
He said crepes.
Okay, so crepes, and crepes are what?
It's like a pancake, but filled with...
It's like a flat pancake, right?
Filled with stuff and stuff inside.
It's a French-style pancake, can be filled, can be folded, they can be sweet, they can be savory.
Oh, it's just... Yeah?
Right? So...
You got income later.
Oh yeah. Angel.
Okay, so...
Mini angel.
Your attention please, ladies and gentlemen.
This is where you're still quiet.
Alright? If I have to stop a lot, tell you guys to stop talking, or if you're talking over me and I can't hear myself sing, you guys won't get fed today, unfortunately. This is how it works, okay? So, I got a lot of stuff to get through. It's going to be fun, and I'm not mean like that, but I do want to make sure that you guys can hear. I'm going to give you some fun facts, some interesting things, hopefully, and I'm going to teach you how to make crepes. So now, real quick, a little bit about cooking in general and how that fits into French class, language, things like that. Now, I don't speak a lot of French myself. I'm not going to say I do. However, as a chef, I trained in what they call the classical French technique, which basically means that a lot of the things that we use as modern chefs come from classic French technique. A lot of the dishes that we serve, some of the sauces that we make, a lot of the techniques that we utilize, even down to the way that a kitchen is built and made as far as how it's set up, the hierarchy of the people in charge, from the executive chef to the sous chef to the line cooks to the sauciers, things like that. Welcome. So, a lot of that comes from the French techniques and terms, all the way down to some of the equipment we use. Right? A lot of us know knives, right? Well, the traditional knife that we utilize as a chef, we sometimes either call a chef's knife, or sometimes it's referred to as a French knife. Okay? So that's a little bit background on kind of how cooking fits into the French culture. And then when it comes to food in general, okay, a lot of the things that we make and we eat combined with the culture we live in. So French food has to do a lot with the actual culture, just like Spanish food has to do with the culture. They go hand in hand. Language, culture, and food, they're all about, harmonious, working together in one. So today, we're making crepes. Enough about that. I want to go and get started. So the recipe's up there so you guys can kind of give me a hand with this. So what do we start with today?
Two large
eggs.
Two large eggs. Oh.
We want 2 large eggs.
It's easy.
That one got caught.
We should make a cake.
Yeah, it's stuck inside the egg.
What's
So,
you making? Yeah, the hands and
help them out. What are we making, ladies and gentlemen? We're making
They're like
crepes.
We're making crepes.
They're like pancakes, even when they're not.
I wiped them down with
Well, pay attention.
Sanitizer.
sanitizer because I don't have a hand washing sink in here. Yes, I did clean my hands before.
As long as you didn't go to the washroom real quick.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who just joined us real quick, Chef Jonathan, we're making crepes. You're caught up. All right, so 2 eggs. What's my next ingredient?
3/4 cup milk.
3/4 cup of milk. No, we don't sell. They don't usually give you in your little kit when you get measuring cups. You don't get 3/4 cup in these kind of cups. So we're going to do 3 of 1/4 cup containers. So we want 1, 2, and for crepes we want to use whole milk. Okay, we don't want to use skim milk 2%. We want to use whole only. What's the next ingredient?
Half a cup of H2O.
H2O, also known as water.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, but what is like a big shot?
Okay, so half a cup. Now the butter is going to be treated as a liquid as well in here because we melted it. So all that's on here is some whipped cream that's left over from last hour. So I'm going to use whipped cream again. So it's not dirty. It's just. Okay, so we're going to take this. We're going to whisk this together to combine this. I melted our butter over here in one of our non-stick pans that we're going to utilize for this.
Oh my God. I want to creep already.
Right, we want just enough butter in the bottom of these pans, and that's part of the reason I use them to melt the butter in, just to coat the bottom. We don't need a huge amount. We're not frying our crepes in the butter. We just need enough to kind of coat lightly the bottom of our pans. So, we have our liquids. What's our one dry ingredient we need up there?
Flour.
How much?
A cup.
1 cup of flour.
You don't put sugar in?
I'm not there yet.
They don't say no sugar up there.
So we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. And now, somebody asks, what about sugar? Okay. This is your basic crepe batter. Depending on what you're going to do with this, whether you're going to make sweet crepes or you're going to make savory crepes, you're going to adjust this slightly. In this case, we're making sweet crepes. So yes, you're right. I want a little bit of sugar in here. So we're going to do 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. Also, no matter what you're going to do, whether you're going to make savory or sweet, you need a little bit of salt in there. So we're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of salt as well. Now, once we have those in there, we're going to give this a whisk to combine. Now, I do not want to over-whisk this. I do not want to over-mix this. If I over-mix this, we're going to end up with basically a tough batter because we're going to develop something called gluten in here, which is going to make this very tough. And instead of having a nice, light, tender crepe, we'll have kind of a tough, chewy crepe, which we do not want in this case. Right, so we're just going to mix this enough to combine this together.
How do you know when it's ready?
When we don't see any major large lumps, you're going to set it aside. We're ready to go. You let it sit for up to 20 minutes to an hour. Refrigerated would be nice.
How many crepes you make?
Well, we're going to make as many as we're going to make. This recipe makes about 17 to 22 crepes. Okay.
How many people are in here?
Yes, there's more people in there. We're going to cut them in half.
There's large people. Hey, is the crepe small?
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to I'm going to clean off the whisk again because we're going to use this to make some whipped cream. So we're going to make homemade whipped cream. Anybody ever made homemade fresh whipped cream before?
No. I want to know how though.
I'm going to show you how here in a second. It's very simple, very easy. There's a couple pieces of equipment that we need to have to make. There's a couple of pieces of equipment that we need to make fresh whipped cream. We need a nice heavy bowl.
Oh, I got that.
You need. You need heavy whipping cream. Right? Heavy whipping cream. It should say either heavy cream, heavy whipped cream, heavy whipping cream. Never table cream, half and half, or regular cream. Will not work to make whipped cream. It has to be heavy whipping cream or heavy cream. So we're going to use.
Ooh, they look heavy.
What we do now is we go ahead and take that. It needs to be ice cold. I have a container down here. We have ice in here. That's how I'm keeping everything cold today as we go. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take this. And before we add any sugar in here, we're going to actually whisk this. And we're going to whisk it until it becomes kind of a little bit frothy, if you will. And the reason we do this is because if we add the sugar at the beginning, it's going to take much longer for the actual